దని తోం తనన తనదరన తదారే దని తోం తనన తనదరన తదారే దని తోం తనన తనదరన తదారే దని తదారే తదాని తదరే దాని తోం తనన తనదరన తదారే దని తోం తనన తనదరన తదారే యాలేమో ఎలయల యలాలయ లేమో ఎలయల యలాలల తనదరన తనదరన తదాని తగడ తిరగడ తగడ తదాంద కాంద కాంద తోం తనన తనదరన తదారే దని తోం తనన తనదరన సని గమ గమ గ సమ మగ సని సని గమ గమ గ సమ మగ సని
ಕಾಲು ಗಂಟೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಮಂಗಳೂರಿನಿಂದ. ಅಲ್ಲೇನೋ ಒಂದು ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಇನಾಗ್ರೇಷನ್ ಇತ್ತು ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೈನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ. ಯಾರೋ ರಿಲಿಜಿಯಸ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಬಂದೆ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟಲ್ಲಿ. CPRI ಡೆಪ್ಯೂಟಿ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು, ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಪವರ್ ರಿಸರ್ಚ್ ವಾಪಸ್ ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ದೀವಿ.
Additional director to CPRI Central for Research Institute.
ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು
ಸರ್ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ರು ಬಂದ್ರೆ
Dr. Sarot Rasu. He is Secretary Defense Foreign and then Director General. So
I came here
2009.
2009 immediately after taking over.
and scientific advisor to defense.
ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ತಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಇವರು ಚಿದಂಬರಂ ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ
Yeah, I came with Chidambaram, sir.
Director emergency here. ನಮ್ಗೆ ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿಕ್ ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಬಾಬುನಾರಾಯಣ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ GTI.
ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಈಗ ಅಗ್ನಿ ಪೃಥ್ವಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ ಅದರ ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಇವರೇ ಅದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಕಾರಣಕರ್ತರು.
I used to take some research projects from the ERB.
ಸೀತಾರಾಮ್ ಅವರು ಬನ್ನಿ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್.
This is the center, advanced center.
Yeah, he did it from Bangalore.
ಕಮಾಂಡೋಸ್
I've already graded 50 students, all of them from villages.
ಪ್ಲೀಸ್
I'm doing great service.
ದಿವ್ಯಾನಂದ ಸೂತ್ರಧಾರರು ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ರು. ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ.
offering our humble pranams at the lotus feet of His Holiness Dr. Sri Sri Shivakumara Swamiji and Sri Sri Siddhalinga Swamiji, we commence the program with invocation.
ವಂದಿಪೆ ನಿನಗೆ ಗಜಮುಖನೇ, ವಂದಿಪೆ ನಿನಗೆ ಗಜಮುಖನೇ, ಮೂಷಿಕ ವಾಹನ ಲಂಬೋದರನೆ, ಮೂಷಿಕ ವಾಹನ ಲಂಬೋದರನೆ, ವಂದಿಪೆ ನಿನಗೆ ಗಜಮುಖನೇ, ವಂದಿಪೆ ನಿನಗೆ ಗಜಮುಖನೇ. ಆದಿದೇವನ ಸುತನೆ ಆದಿಪೂಜಿತನೆ, ಆದಿದೇವನ ಸುತನೆ ಆದಿಪೂಜಿತನೆ, ಪಾರ್ವತಿ ತನಯ ಗಣನಾಥನೆ, ಪಾರ್ವತಿ ತನಯ ಗಣನಾಥನೆ, ವಂದಿಪೆ ನಿನಗೆ ಗಜಮುಖನೇ, ವಂದಿಪೆ ನಿನಗೆ ಗಜಮುಖನೇ. ಸಿದ್ಧಿ ಬುದ್ಧಿಯರೊಡೆಯ ಶ್ರೀ ಶಿವಗಣ ಪ್ರಿಯ, ಸಿದ್ಧಿ ಬುದ್ಧಿಯರೊಡೆಯ ಶ್ರೀ ಶಿವಗಣ ಪ್ರಿಯ, ಸ್ಥೂಲ ಮಹಾಕಾಯ ಮೂಜಗದೊಡೆಯ, ಸ್ಥೂಲ ಮಹಾಕಾಯ ಮೂಜಗದೊಡೆಯ, ಪೋಷಿಸು ಮತಿಯ ನೀಡು ಉನ್ನತಿಯ, ಪೋಷಿಸು ಮತಿಯ ನೀಡು ಉನ್ನತಿಯ, ತನು ಮನ ತುಂಬಲಿ ನಿನ್ನ ಸ್ಮೃತಿಯ, ತನು ಮನ ತುಂಬಲಿ ನಿನ್ನ ಸ್ಮೃತಿಯ, ವಂದಿಪೆ ನಿನಗೆ ಗಜಮುಖನೇ, ವಂದಿಪೆ ನಿನಗೆ ಗಜಮುಖನೇ, ಮೂಷಿಕ ವಾಹನ ಲಂಬೋದರನೆ, ಮೂಷಿಕ ವಾಹನ ಲಂಬೋದರನೆ, ವಂದಿಪೆ ನಿನಗೆ ಗಜಮುಖನೇ, ವಂದಿಪೆ ನಿನಗೆ ಗಜಮುಖನೇ. ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
Thank you, Mr. Anil and Sunil. I request all of you to please rise for the Nada Gite. The respected principal, Dr. Shivakumaraya, is requested to kindly deliver the welcome speech.
Good morning to all of you. His Holiness Dr. Sri Sri Shivakumara Swamiji, our revered President, Sri Siddhaganga Education Society, His Holiness Sri Sri Siddhalinga Swamiji, our revered Vice President, Sri Siddhaganga Education Society, Chief Guest of this morning function, respected Dr. V.K. Saraswatji, Distinguished Scientist, Scientific Advisor to Raksha Mantri, Secretary, Department of Defence R&D, and Director General Research and Development, DRDO, Ministry of Defence, Government of India, New Delhi. Respected Dr. N. Rudraya, former Vice Chancellor, Gulbarga University, and Chairman of the Governing Council of SIT, and President of this Graduation Day ceremony. Sri T.K. Nanjundappa, Secretary, Sri Siddhaganga Education Society, Dr. M.N. Channabasappa, our respected Director, Professor G.A. Shashikumar, Controller of Examinations, Dr. K. Shashishekar, Dean Academic, Distinguished Governing Council, Professor Basurajaya, Dean Planning and Development, Dr. K.P. Shivananda, Dean Students Welfare, Distinguished Governing Council and Academic Council members of our institute, members of Board of Management and members of Sri Siddhaganga Education Society, graduating students, parents of graduating students, my esteemed colleagues, invitees and media friends. At the outset, I submit my most reverential pranams at the lotus feet of His Holiness Dr. Sri Sri Shivakumara Swamiji, our revered President. I also submit my devotional pranams at the feet of His Holiness Sri Sri Siddhalinga Swamiji, our revered Vice President. Over the past 49 years, SIT has grown from strength to strength and developed itself as one of the leading and highly reputed technological institutions in the country, offering quality education in engineering and management, the credit of which goes to the visionary management headed by His Holiness Dr. Sri Sri Shivakumara Swamiji and dedicated faculty and staff. Today, we have assembled here for the celebration of third graduation day. This is an important development in the evolution of SIT and is indicative of the growth and success we are enjoying at SIT. Under the autonomous systems, our students are not allowed to compete at the university level and are deprived of securing gold medals and awards. Hence, we have to honor our students by conferring medals and awards for their scholastic performance, and hence this graduation day. 71 candidates of MBA, 1242 candidates of MCA, and 738 candidates of BE, 9 candidates of B Architecture, 3 candidates of MTech will be receiving the provisional degree certificates today. Topper of each course will be given SIT Gold Medal instituted by the institute. In addition to that, there are gold medals and cash awards instituted by teachers, alumni and philanthropists. Topper among all the BE courses, that is topper of the institute, will be given Dr. Sri Sri Shivakumara Swamiji Medal. Dr. Sri Sri Shivakumara Swamiji, our revered President, is a busy personality and has shouldered the responsibility of providing free food, shelter and education to about 9,000 poor students of all faiths and communities in the Siddhaganga Gurukula. Although Sri Siddhaganga Gurukula is called as Virashaiva Lingayat Gurukula, only about 2,500 students belong to this caste and the rest belong to all castes. Even there are Muslim and Christian students in the Gurukula. In the Gurukula, the students pray together, dine together and live together, and the Gurukula is a secular institution in its true meaning. Sri Sri Swamiji works 18 hours a day even at the age of 104 years. We all know Swamiji has completed 104 years on April 1st, 2012. Swamiji's daily itinerary starts from 2:30 a.m. with reading, meditation and puja. Swamiji comes to his office at 6 a.m. and looks after more than 130 educational institutions. Also, Swamiji receives thousands of pilgrims and devotees every day. After attending to this course of works as mentioned above, Sri Swamiji retires for the day at 10:30 p.m. Despite busy schedule, Sri Swamiji has kindly agreed to grace this ceremony and bless all of us today. On behalf of all of us, I extend the most reverential welcome to His Holiness Dr. Sri Shivakumara Swamiji. Sri Siddhalinga Swamiji, our revered Vice President, is an ardent follower of his Guru and mentor Dr. Sri Shivakumara Swamiji, and he is also busy in sharing the responsibility of the mammoth work going on at Sri Siddhalinga Gurukula. In spite of his busy schedule, Sri Siddhalinga Swamiji has kindly agreed to grace this occasion and bless all of us. On behalf of all of us, I extend the most devotional welcome to His Holiness Sri Siddhalinga Swamiji. When we extended invitation to respected Padma Shri Dr. V.K. Saraswatji to be the chief guest for our third graduation day ceremony, he recalled his visit to Sri Siddhganga Math on 9/12/2009 and he has kindly consented to be the chief guest for this function. He readily accepted our invitation and given his consent to be the chief guest for this function. He has also agreed to deliver the graduation day address. It is our good fortune to have Dr. Saraswatji as our chief guest for this function. Sir, I thank you profusely for having accepted our invitation. Sir, it is a great honor and a rare privilege to have you in our midst, and I extend Dr. Saraswatji a very hearty welcome. It gives me great pleasure in extending a warm welcome to respected Dr. N. Rudraya, former Vice Chancellor of Gulbarga University and Chairman of our Governing Council, who has agreed to preside over this graduation day ceremony. Respected Sri T.K. Nanjundappa, Secretary Sri Siddhganga Education Society, has made it convenient to be with us for this function. Sir, I extend a very cordial welcome to you. It gives me immense pleasure to extend a very hearty welcome to Dr. M.N. Chanbasappa, our respected director, who will be administering the work to the graduating students. It gives me great pleasure in extending a very hearty welcome to Professor G.A. Shashikumar, our Controller of Examinations, Professor Basavarajaya, Dean Planning and Development, Dr. K. Shashishekar, Dean Academic, and Dr. K.B. Shivananda, Dean Students Welfare. I wish to place on record the valuable suggestions and guidance being offered by our distinguished Governing Council and Academic Council members in running the institute and for enhancing the academic standards in our institute. It is my special privilege to extend a very hearty welcome to all of them. It gives me immense pleasure in extending a warm welcome to the members of Board of Management and the members of Sri Siddhganga Education Society and invitees. A graduation day is always a special occasion, the culmination of years of hard work, the actualization of goals attained, and the acknowledgement of success achieved. So, it is befitting that we are commemorating the road that we have all traveled together these last few years. Dear graduating students, today is a special moment in your lives and we applaud your achievements. I congratulate all the graduating students who will be receiving the gold medals, cash awards and provisional degree certificates in a short while from now. We congratulate your parents as well as faculty and staff, all of whom have made your success possible. It is indeed a great privilege for me to extend a very hearty welcome to all the graduating students and their parents who are present here. I wish all the graduating students the very best in their future endeavors. I invite all of you to join our proud and accomplished family of SIT alumni. Many of our faculty members, alumni and philanthropists have instituted gold medals to toppers of courses, arts, subjects, and have responded to our invitation and are our amidst us. I acknowledge their kind gesture with a sense of gratitude and I extend them a very warm welcome. Whenever we send invitations for press meet, our friends from electronic and print media attend the meet with full quorum and give a wide coverage about our institute and our accomplishments. I acknowledge this kind gesture of our friends from electronic and print media with a sense of gratitude and I extend a very hearty welcome to all our friends present here. I extend a very cordial welcome to all my esteemed colleagues present here. Before I conclude my welcome address, I would like to give a brief account of our institute. Siddhaganga Institute of Technology, Tumkur, popularly known as SIT, was established in the year 1963 and is one among 130 institutions run by our benign management, Sri Siddhaganga Education Society, headed by His Holiness Dr. Sri Sri Shivakumara Swamiji, a centenarian. The institute is spread over 50 acres and the entire campus is landscaped and lush green. Courses. At the time of inception, the institute was offering only 3 branches, namely civil, electrical and mechanical engineering with an annual intake of 120. The institute is now offering 12 VG courses, 10 MTech courses, MBA and MCA programs with student strength of 5,000. 13 of our departments are recognized as research centers by Vishveshwaraya Technological University, Belgaum, thanks to the decision of Dr. S. Rashekharaya, founder Vice Chancellor of VTU, in allowing our affiliated colleges to continue with the research work. 83 research scholars are pursuing for their PhD degrees in our research centers and 17 research scholars have obtained PhD degree from our research centers. Facilities. All the departments in the institutes have well-equipped laboratories and the number of computers in the institute is 1,800, which are located in 29 computer centers which are all networked with fiber optic backbone. Round-the-clock internet facilities provided to all the computer laboratories, faculty chambers, hostels, classrooms through 20 Mbps leased line. Faculty. The institute has 290 well-qualified and experienced faculty members, out of which 73 are doctorates. Out of these 73 PhD holders, 61 of them were deputed from the institute to undergo PhD program. I am happy to report that about 1/3 of faculty members have acquired PhD degree from renowned institutes such as Indian Institute of Science, IITs, RECs. 62 more faculty members are pursuing their PhD programs in IISc, IITs and other universities. In another 3 years, there will be 125 faculty members with PhD degree. I acknowledge the vision and magnanimity of our benign management in deputing faculty members for PhD program. Research and sponsored projects. Our faculty members have considered research as an integral part of teaching and are actively engaged in research. We have sponsored research projects of total funding of 1.65 crores. The research work carried out has resulted in good publications in conferences and refereed journals. The publication details are: we have 192 publications in international refereed journals, 65 publications in national refereed journals, 170 publications in international conferences and 160 publications in national conferences. Now our faculty members have written 24 books and 11 book chapters. Take it. SIT is one among the 14 engineering colleges in the state of Karnataka selected for the World Bank Assisted Technical Education Quality Improvement Program. Under this scheme, the institute received Rs 9.35 crores Under this scheme, 6 research laboratories have been established. I am happy to inform that our institute has been selected for grant under TAKI Phase 2 for upscaling the postgraduate programs, promoting R&D work, strengthening interaction with industries, and for faculty development. Campus placement, our students sitting in the audience have performed exceedingly well in the campus placement process. So far, 7 odd students have been placed in leading companies. Highest salary package offered is 6.46 lakhs per year. Now already the students who are in final year now, 100 of them have been placed. This is for your information. Hostels, we have 5 boys hostels and 2 girls hostels, together accommodating over 2,200 students. State Environment Protection Award. The Government of Karnataka has honored Siddhaganga Institute of Technology, Tumkur, with State Environment Protection Award for the year 2011-12 in recognition of excellent performance of SIT Tumkur in respect of environment protection. I congratulate all the teachers and students for this. Along with the citation, the college has also received a cash award of rupees 1 lakh. Best Performing College Award 2011-12. Our students have brought laurels to the institute, as our institute has bagged the Best Performing College Award in the 35th series of seminar and exhibition of student projects 2011-12 arranged by Karnataka State Council for Science and Technology, Indian Institute of Science. Congratulations to the students and teachers who have brought this laurel. MOUs with universities and industries. SIT has signed Memorandum of Understanding with University of Memphis, USA and RMIT, Australia for student and faculty exchange. We also have MOUs with more than 60 leading R&D organizations and reputed industries. Now this is the brief about our SIT. Thank you all for your patient hearing.
The respected Dean Academic, Dr. K.S. Shashishekhar, is requested to invite the chairman to declare the ceremony open.
May I request respected Dr. N. Rudrayan, Honorable Chairman of the Governing Council of our Institute, to declare the graduation day open. The graduation day ceremony of Siddhaganga Institute of Technology, an autonomous institute affiliated to Visvesvaraya Technological University, Belgaum, has been called to confer the provisional degree of Master of Business Administration, MBA, the provisional degree of Master of Computer Applications, MCA, the provisional degree of Bachelor of Engineering, BA, Bachelor of Architecture, BArt, and the provisional degree of Master of Technology, MTech, upon the candidate who appeared in the examination held for the purpose and who have passed successfully are certified to be worthy of receiving the degree. I declare the graduation day ceremony open. Let the candidates be presented.
Now the respected Controller of Examinations, Professor G.S. Shashikumar, is requested to present the candidates.
I submit my reverential pranams at the lotus feet of His Holiness Shivakumara Swamiji and Siddhalinga Swamiji. Honorable Chief Guest Dr. V.K. Saraswat, Honorable Chairman of Governing Council, SIT Dr. N. Rudraya, and the other dignitaries on the dais. There are in all 863 eligible candidates, 71 candidates of MBA, 42 candidates of MCA, and 738 candidates of BE, 9 candidates of BArch, and 3 candidates of MTech, who are qualified to receive the provisional degree certificates for the academic year 2011-12. These candidates have been examined and found qualified for these degrees. I pray that they may be provisionally admitted to the degrees.
The Director, Postgraduate Department of Management Studies, Dr. M.R. Sholapur, is requested to present the candidates of MBA.
Candidates of MBA, please stand up. Respected sir, the candidates of the provisional degree of MBA are presented, and for remaining candidates, the degrees are presented in absentia. These candidates have been examined and found qualified for these degrees. I pray that they may be provisionally admitted to the degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the chairman of the governing council of SIT, I admit all the candidates presented to the provisional degree of MBA. I beseech you to behave yourself in your speech and conduct benefiting the degree of award to you.
Candidates of MBA may please be seated.
The Director, MCA, Dr. M.A. Jairam, is requested to present the candidates of MCA.
Candidates of MCA, please stand up. Respected sir, the candidates for the provisional degree of MCA are presented, and for the remaining candidates, the degrees are presented in absentia. These candidates have been examined and found qualified for these degrees. I pray that they may be provisionally admitted to these degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the chairman of the governing council, SIT, I admit all the candidates presented to the provisional degree of MCA. I beseech you to behave yourself in your speech and conduct befitting the degrees awarded to you.
MCA candidates may please be seated.
The Head of the Department of Chemical Engineering, Dr. K. M. Shivabasappa, is requested to present the candidates of BE Chemical Engineering.
Candidates of BE Chemical Engineering, please stand up. Respected sir, the candidates for the provisional degree BE Chemical Engineering are presented, and for the remaining candidates, the degrees are presented in absentia. These candidates have been examined and found qualified for these degrees. I pray that they may be provisionally admitted to the degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the chairman of the governing council of SIT, I admit all the candidates presented to the provisional degree of BE Chemical Engineering. I beseech you to behave yourself in your speech and conduct befitting the degree awarded to you.
BE Chemical Engineering candidates, please be seated.
The Head of the Department of Civil Engineering, Dr. S.V. Dinesh is requested to present the candidates of BE Civil Engineering.
Candidates of BE Civil Engineering, please stand up. Respected sir, the candidates for the provisional degree of BE Civil Engineering are presented, and for the remaining candidates the degrees are presented in absentia. These candidates have been examined and found qualified for these degrees. I pray that they may be provisionally admitted to the degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the chairman of the Governing Council of SIT, I admit all the candidates presented to the provisional degree of BE Civil Engineering. I beseech you to behave yourself in your speech and conduct befitting the degree awarded to you.
The candidates of Civil Engineering may please be seated.
The head of the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Dr. B. Satish Babu, is requested to present the candidates of BE Computer Science and Engineering. May I request the graduating students to please maintain silence.
Candidates of BE Computer Science and Engineering, please stand up. Respected sir, the candidates for the provisional degree of BE Computer Science and Engineering are presented, and for remaining candidates, the degrees are presented in absentia. These candidates have been examined and found qualified for these degrees. I pray that they may be provisionally admitted to the degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the chairman of the Governing Council of SIT, I admit all the candidates presented to the provisional degree of BE Computer Science and Engineering. I beseech you to behave yourself in your speech and conduct befitting the degree awarded to you.
Thank you, sir. Candidates of BE Computer Science and Engineering, please be seated.
The head of the Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering, Dr. V. Shiva Prasad, is requested to present the candidates of BE Electrical and Electronics Engineering.
Candidates for BE Electrical and Electronics Engineering, please stand up. Respected sir, the candidates for the provisional degree of BE Electrical and Electronics Engineering are presented, and for remaining candidates the degrees are presented in absentia. These candidates have been examined and found qualified for these degrees. I pray that they may be provisionally admitted to the degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the chairman of the Governing Council of SIT, I admit all the candidates presented to the provisional degree of BE Electronics and Communication Engineering. I beseech you to behave yourself in your speech and conduct befitting the degree awarded to you.
The students of Electrical and Electronics Engineering candidates, please be seated.
The head of the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, Dr. K.V. Suresh, is requested to present the candidates of BE Electronics and Communication Engineering.
Candidates of BE Electronics and Communication, please stand up. Respected sir, the candidates of the provisional degree of BE Electronics and Communication Engineering are presented, and for the remaining candidates the degrees are presented in absentia. These candidates have been examined and found qualified for these degrees. I pray that they may be provisionally admitted to the degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the chairman of the Governing Council of SIT, I admit all the candidates presented to the provisional degrees of BE Electronic
Department of Industrial Engineering and Management, Dr. R.S. Kadadevarman, is requested to present the candidates of BE Industrial Engineering and Management.
Candidates of BE Industrial Engineering and Management, please be standing.
Respected sir, the candidates for the provisional degree of BE Industrial Management are presented, and for the remaining candidate the degrees are presented in absentia. These candidates have been examined and found qualified for these degrees. I pray that they may be provisionally admitted to the degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the chairman of the governing council of SIT, I admit all the candidates presented to the provisional degree of BE Industrial Engineering and Management. I beseech you behave yourself in your speech and conduct befitting the degree awarded to you.
IM candidates may be seated.
The Head of the Department of Information Science and Engineering, Dr. H.S. Jayanna, is requested to present the candidates of BE Information Science and Engineering.
Candidates of BE Information Science and Engineering, please stand up. Respected sir, the candidates for the provisional degree of BE Information Science and Engineering are presented, and for remaining candidates, the degrees are presented in absentia. These candidates have been examined and found qualified for these degrees. I pray that they may be provisionally admitted to the degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the chairman of the governing council of SIT, I admit the candidate presented to the provisional degree of BE Information Science and Engineering. I beseech to behave yourself in your speech and conduct befitting the degree awarded to you.
Thank you, sir. I request the BE Information Science and Engineering students candidate to be seated.
The Head of the Department of Instrumentation and Electronics Engineering, Dr. V. Siddheshwara Prasad, is requested to present the candidates of BE Instrumentation.
Candidates of BE Instrumentation Technology, please stand up. Respected sir, the candidates for the provisional degree of BE Instrumentation Technology are presented, and for remaining candidates, the degrees are presented in absentia. These candidates have been examined and found qualified for these degrees. I pray that they may be provisionally admitted to the degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the chairman of the governing council of SIT, I admit all the candidates presented to the provisional degree of BE Instrumentation Technology. I beseech you to behave yourself in your speech and conduct befitting the degree awarded to you.
Students of BE Instrumentation Technology candidates, please be seated.
The Head of the Department of Mechanical Engineering, Dr. U.S. Malik, is requested to present the candidates of BE Mechanical Engineering.
Candidates of BE Mechanical Engineering, please stand up. Respected sir, the candidates for the provisional degree of BE Mechanical Engineering are presented, and for remaining candidates, the degrees are presented in absentia. These candidates have been examined and found qualified for these degrees. I pray that they may be provisionally admitted to the degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the chairman of the governing council of SIT, I admit all the candidates presented to the provisional degree of BE Mechanical Engineering. I beseech you to behave yourself in your speech and conduct befitting the degree awarded to you.
All mechanical engineering candidates, please be seated.
The head of the Department of Telecommunication Engineering, Dr. K. Vishwanath, is requested to present the candidates of B Telecommunication.
Candidates of BE Telecommunication Engineering, please stand up. Respected sir, the candidates for the provisional degree of BE Telecommunication Engineering are presented, and for the remaining candidates, the degrees are presented in absentia. These candidates have been examined and found qualified for these degrees. I pray that they may be provisionally admitted to the degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the chairman of the Governing Council of SIT, I admit all the candidates presented to the provisional degree BE or development degree of BE Telecommunication Engineering. I beseech you to behave yourself in your speech and conduct befitting the degrees awarded to you.
Thank you, sir. I request BE Telecommunication Engineering candidates to be seated.
The head of the Department of Biotechnology, Dr. B.S. Gauri Shankar, is requested to present the candidates of BE Biotechnology.
Candidates of BE Biotechnology, please stand up. Respected sir, the candidates for the provisional degree of BE Biotechnology are presented, and for remaining candidates, the degrees are presented in absentia. These candidates have been examined and found qualified for these degrees. I pray that they may be provisionally admitted to the degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the chairman of the Governing Council of SIT, I admit all the candidates presented to the provisional degree of BE Biotechnology. I beseech you to behave yourself in your speech and conduct befitting the degrees awarded to you.
Thank you, sir. Candidates of BE Biotechnology, be seated.
The head of the Department of Architecture, Professor K.C. Tanuja, is requested to present the candidates of BR.
Candidates of architecture, please stand up. Respected sir, the candidates for the provisional degree of Bachelor of Architecture are presented, and for remaining candidates, the degrees are presented in absentia. These candidates have been examined and found qualified for these degrees. I pray that they may be provisionally admitted to the degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the chairman of the Governing Council SIT, I admit all the candidates presented to the provisional degree of architecture. I beseech you to behave yourself in your speech and conduct befitting the degrees awarded to you.
Thank you, sir. Candidates of architecture may please be seated.
The head of the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, Dr. K.V. Suresh, is requested to present the candidates of M.Tech Signal Processing.
Candidates of M.Tech Signal Processing, please stand up. Respected sir, the candidates of the provisional degree of M.Tech Signal Processing are presented, and for remaining candidates, the degrees are presented in absentia. These candidates have been examined and found qualified for these degrees. I pray that they may be provisionally admitted to the degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the chairman of the Governing Council of SIT, I admit all the candidates presented to the provisional degree of M.Tech Signal Processing. I beseech you to behave yourself in your speech and conduct befitting the degrees awarded to you.
Thank you, sir. Candidates of M.Tech Signal Processing, please be seated.
Now I request the respected principal, Dr. Shivakumar, to introduce the chief guest, Dr. V.K. Saraswat, and invite him for the graduation day address.
I am very happy to introduce our respected chief guest, Dr. V.K. Saraswat ji. Vijay Kumar Saraswat was born in 1949 and completed his bachelor's in engineering from Madhav Institute of Technology and Science, Gwalior, completed his MTech from Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, and obtained doctorate in propulsion engineering from Osmania University, Hyderabad. Dr. Saraswat, a PhD in combustion engineering, started his career in DRDO in 1972 at the Defence Research and Development Laboratory DRDL, Hyderabad, and was responsible for the development of country's first liquid propulsion engine, Devil. As project director of Prithvi, he stayed the design, development, production and induction of the first indigenous surface-to-surface missile system into the armed forces. As program director, Air Defence, Dr. Saraswat pioneered the concept of theatre defence system and integration of national air defence elements. He was the director, Research Center, RCI. He was the director, RCI, Hyderabad before taking over as CCR&D in November 2005. He established facilities for design, production and testing of engines and the RCCs of technologies for the missile applications. Under the able leadership of Dr. Saraswat, India has embarked on a challenging, futuristic air defense program encompassing development of complex anti-ballistic missile systems, radars, C-41 systems and integration of battle management resources into a national authority. As Director RCI Hyderabad, he conceptualized and established facilities for development of micro and nano sensor for future avionics. Dr. Saraswat is presently serving as the Director General of the Defence Research and Development Organization, Secretary of Defence Research and Development, and the Chief Scientific Advisor to the Minister of Defence. Honours. Dr. Saraswat has many honours to his credits. Dr. Saraswat is a Fellow of National Academy of Engineering, Aeronautical Society of India, Astronautical Society of India and Institution of Engineers. He is a member of Board of Research of AICTE, CSIR Labs and Board of Studies of Osmania University, Hyderabad. He is the Chairman, Combustion Institute, Indian Section and Aeronautical Society of India, Hyderabad branch. Dr. Saraswat is the recipient of DRDO Scientist of the Year Award for 1987, National Aeronautical Prize for the year 1993, DRDO Technology Transfer Award 1996, Performance Excellence Award for the year 1999. For his outstanding contributions to the nation, Dr. Saraswat has been conferred with Padma Shri in 1998. May I request respected Dr. V.K. Saraswat ji to deliver the graduation day address.